to be dropping videos for you guys. So this is another one of my videos. This is a story time about my roommate from hell. And right here, I got the tea. I had the whole shebang of what was going down. I'm gonna have a lot of bloopers. Oh my god, get it together. So yeah, basically I'm gonna tell you guys about this girl I met at my job and how she was a roommate from hell. Like, alright, so boom. So we met at the airport. I started working at the airport because my girlfriend at the time was working there, and I was just like, we don't see each other enough, so yeah, got a job there. Boom. So I was pretty friendly. Like, I feel like I'm pretty friendly, but I'm not sociable, if that makes sense. Like, I can talk to you. I can have a conversation with you. I can say hi to you every day. You know, I'm that type of friendly, but I won't go up to you and start conversation. Like, I don't know. I'm to myself, but if you show me that you're cool, then I'll talk to you, if that makes sense or whatever. So I don't know how we started talking because she's the same way. Like, she chills, she to herself. So I don't know. Somehow we started talking. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I can vibe with you. Hey, girl, hey. Right? My attitude, right? So, I guess I can say from what I saw, her demeanor was like, being that she was to herself, I couldn't put too much like judgment into it on her demeanor because, okay, not her demeanor, but like, what do I call it? She was very secretive. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm so extra. She was very secretive. So like, at first I was thinking, well, what she got to hide? Like, what is, you know, what's the tea? What are you hiding? Because I can have a conversation. Once I find out you're cool, I can have a conversation with you about any and everything. Not everything, but like, you know, I could talk about my family. I could talk about how I grew up. I could talk about all that. The only thing she ever told me was that she moved out at the age of 16 and she got her own apartment. And I was a little sketchy about it because I'm like, okay, no judgment here, but at 16, like, what happened? That was in the back of my head at that time. Like, now I don't worry about stuff like that. You do you grew up how you grew up. You got your own, you know, trials and tribulations through life. I am not as I'm not judgmental at all at this point in time. Like, I don't look at nobody differently for how they grew up or where they grew up. Before, it was like, you know, a question in my head, like, okay, you moved out at the age of 16, like, I don't think that's normal. So that was always in the back of my head. And when I realized that she wouldn't tell me nothing else, like, that's all she told me. As, you know, time grew on, now we friends, we getting to know each other, and that's still the only thing that I know. And then later on, I found out that she moved in with a guy, and I was like, okay, so, you know, I was on point when I was like, you know, why are you moving out at 16? So with that being said, that's the only thing I ever knew about her. Then we started hanging out. Like, that was one person that I worked with at the airport that I was actually hanging out with outside of work. I mean, like, constantly. So yeah, we started hanging out. We was cool. Still didn't get no information as far as like her family and stuff. She would talk a little about her mom and dad, and then it would go into I don't want to say she was saying she was adopted, but I do know that her mom and dad, this is where the confusion came in, because I feel like she was adopted, but I don't think she told me she was adopted. Her parents were very old, like grandpa type parents, and I never even got the chance to meet them. But then later on, okay, now we're moving on. She told me she's now back with her parents and she's in the process of trying to get her own apartment. So this is maybe like a year into our friendship. We neither one of us work at the airport anymore. So she's in the midst of trying to stack her money up. Well, she was working at the airport, I wasn't. So she was stacking her money up so that she could get her own apartment. So at this time, she was still living with her mom and dad. And literally, that's all I knew about them was their age. They were pretty old. And then she told me that she didn't have a house key and that she had to get home by a certain time. Now, at this point, we're like, 19, 20. Yeah, because I'm 23 right now. So we like 20 years old. I'm 20, she's 19. So I'm thinking like, damn, why you don't got no key? Like, why you still got a curfew? You out of high school. Like, what's going on? So, yeah, that was also a question in my mind. But I never got any answers. Like, I never got any answers. Anyway, so then she told me about how her and her best friend had a falling out. I forgot what it was, but I felt like I was close enough for her to consider me like a best friend. Like, if I had a definition for a best friend, I felt like I was, her best friend, but she didn't see me as that. And it kind of, made me feel some type of way at the moment, because I don't know why. I wasn't really calling her my best friend either. So, what am I talking about? Anywho, so she told me how her and her best friend met, and basically they were at some type of camp or whatever situation where it was a group of kids. The girl realized that people was picking on her or bullying her or whatever, and she decided to, make friends with her. Yeah, that was basically the story. Something near there. So anywho, yeah, so I was like, oh, okay. And they wouldn't talk, how best friends supposedly talk like every other day. It was more like a monthly basis type thing, and we talked every day, every other day. So anyway, I say all that to say that I really thought this girl was cool. Like, I don't know, like, even though I had the two suspicions in the back of my head, I really thought we was cool. So we weren't. Apparently we weren't. And this where the story takes place. Later down the line, she got her own apartment. She went a little, haywire and basically lost the apartment. And then she found this boy, and he basically supplied all her needs, her living arrangements, the food, the clothes on her back, hair, nails, weed, whatever she wanted, he got it for her, and more. Like, he was dope. I never met him in person, but that was cool. Like, anywho, so yeah, she was like, at this point she couldn't, do it no more as far as how they were living, because basically he works on the road, so he sleeps in his truck most of the time. Like, they have a set city where they live, but where he lived, but he wouldn't go there too often because he was on the road for the most part. So she would be on the road with him, and they would sleep in a van. And she got tired. She was basically saying that she wasn't, happy with that anymore, and she, wanted some place to stay, and, she wasn't comfortable. She just wanted a new start. And her sisters, I think she had one sister and one brother. Her sisters, like, they, what happened? They wouldn't let her in. I was like, okay, your family don't want you, so come here, boo, come. Pack your bags and come, because I was like, we cool. That's how I felt. We cool. Anyway, so she eventually comes. The boyfriend checking it out, like, oh, you're gonna pick her up from the airport. And this where it got funny, because I did Uber or Lyft at the time, and I rented a car to do it. And I had to take my rental car back that day, and I told her what time I was doing it and what time I would be at the airport, because she had just bought her ticket the day before, and I had that planned already, that I had to drop off the vehicle. So I told her what time I was gonna drop off the vehicle and that I'll be a little late. You know, this girl got the nerve to be calling my phone, asking me like I'm saying this in an aggressive way because she was aggressive with it, basically saying like, you know, how long you gonna take? Like my plane been landing, my phone about to die, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm picking you up from the airport in my vehicle with my gas, with my time and my money, and you're questioning me like I'm on your time and I'm helping you out. That was my first, you know, we bickered like it was like an argument. I'm like, I'm on my way. She's like, yeah, but my phone is dead, dying. By the time you get here, I'm not gonna know where you at. Da, 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 da. We were arguing, and I'm just like, okay, strike number one. Throughout our, you know, conversation before she arrived, I was like, what did I say? Oh, I said that I basically was telling her, like, I'm gonna use you. Like, you know, I'm new to Georgia. I'm telling her, I'm new to Georgia, so I don't really have no friends. And now that you're coming out here, it's like a win-win. Like, I'm helping you, you helping me. I feel like we're gonna, you know, go out because that's what we did when I was living in Jersey. And then, you know, she was like, she wasn't really responding to it. So I guess I should have seen that as a red flag too, but it didn't really bother me. I didn't see nothing of it until she actually got here and we didn't hang out at all. But it was funny that her reasoning for not wanting to hang out was because she didn't want to be she had to work. I got her a job close to my house so that I didn't have to keep transporting her back and forth to work because she didn't have a car. She didn't have her license. Or did she? No, I think she had her license. But anyway, so got her the job and she was saying, oh, I gotta work the following day. And I'm like, yeah, what time you work? 11 a.m. Okay. So after she told me that, I was just like, "Oh, okay. So you really think you need that?" She don't sleep that long. Like you work at 11 a.m. So if we come in the house latest 3 a.m., that's too long for you. That's too short of a nap time, a rest. Like, is that what you saying? Stop lying. So after that, I was like, okay, now I'm walking funny. Now I'm being funny. The airport was an issue. Now you telling me we can't hang out. Like you basically tied up, but you not tied up. So that was the second issue. And then it came to a point where she asked me to take her an hour. I live in Georgia. I don't live in Atlanta. I live north of Georgia. Take her an hour towards the south side and bring her to a guy's house. She'll pay me. Huh? Right now, after you done told me you got work the next day, literally the same night, you gonna tell me you wanna go, you want me to take you to a guy's house, but you got work the next day at 11 a.m.? That was number three. That was number three. In the same night. Because now we just had a conversation maybe 4-5 hours prior about you going out with me. But, okay. I'm glad I'm catching it. I'm glad I'm catching it. Now, we don't have to talk. You done slept in my bed. You done ate my food. I don't feel like we not friends. Like, what you giving me? I'm sorry. This is a two-way relationship. You can say what you want. Say how you feel. But me? Friendships don't work one way. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I was feeling some type of way. I gotta hurry up because I feel like my phone gonna die. But, yeah, so, then what happened? So I was like, no, like, I thought you were, gonna be too tired. I'm not taking you nowhere. I don't care about no gas money. She took a Uber. She took a Uber. She took a Uber and then came home later on that day. So it was already like tension, but not like crazy tension. Like nothing like that. Nothing to the extent of what I'm getting ready to tell you. So, long story short, I don't know if it matters to describe my place, but basically, you could see I live with my sister. She had the bigger half of the house, and I had the back half. And the people who designed the house, they created the house at one moment, and then 10 years later added it on. All right. So now I have 3 rooms. I have my bedroom, a bathroom, and like a kitchenette area, whatever you want to make. My room was upstairs, then you go through the bathroom, and then you go through another door. So the bathroom had 2 doors, one that led to my room and one that led to the kitchenette. Eventually she got her own blow up mattress. Well, the guy got it because she was still messing with the guy even though he lived in New Jersey and she's here in Georgia. But anywho, so he got the mattress or the blow up or whatever, and she went downstairs, and that was her little personal room. And the only rule that I had was that keep it neat. Like, I don't never want to see your panties and bra all over the place. That's my only, that's my only rule. The refrigerator and the microwave was in there, so I still had to go in there every day, and my little pantry that I had set up. So the first time she didn't do that. I seen her bra and stuff laying around, and I didn't say nothing. Second time it happened, I didn't say nothing. Third time, I had to say something. Like, I'm trying to let you know that yes, this is your space, but it's my space too. Like, I'm sorry, we're not in a predicament where this is a 2-bedroom house, 2-bedroom apartment. This is a 3-bedroom period. It was a 2-bedroom period. So the days go by. I realized that we weren't as close as I thought, so I started to keep my distance. I would invite her to come to my mom's house for like Sunday dinner or something, and she would decline. So yeah, eventually I stopped reaching out. I realized I thought it said July 4th. It was June 4th, 2018 at 3:17 p.m. I text her and I asked her to clean the tub. I was on my way. By that time, I was getting dressed and going to be on my way to work because I worked at 5. So I would leave the house at 4. So basically, a little story to that. I would clean up, the bathroom because that's all that we shared together, but I would clean it up for the most part, and I would never see her clean up. Like, she would clean up her mess to a certain extent, and then that would be that. But I cleaned the toilets, everything. I cleaned. So this time I was just like, okay, I'm realizing I'm cleaning this tub more than I usually do, which means that we're both equally putting in, a mess. Like, so we both need to put in the work to clean up the mess. So anywho, I text her. I was like, hey, can you clean the tub when you get in? Because she was at work. And she was like, yeah, it's something in there. Sees, I be forgetting stuff. So she was thinking that she left something in the tub. And I'm like, I was like, no, it's just filthy, and I cleaned it twice within the last week. I don't know if you wash your makeup off in the shower, but for some reason it gets dirty quick now. So at 8:25 p.m., I'm now at work. And she was like, I'm not cleaning that. That's messed up. You left it. Oh, I didn't mention, when I clean the tub, if I know I'm going to clean the tub like within that day, or the next day, right before I take a shower, I put Ajax or Clorox powder in the tub, like hours before I'm gonna clean it. I don't know why. I just do it. It's something that my mother did to me when I was younger. So maybe that's why I do it. When I know she want me to clean the tub, she'll just pour the Ajax in there. So I I know to clean the tub. Sometimes I would just turn the shower and let it rinse, but she don't need to know that. But anyway, so yeah. Okay, so yeah. So she was like, I'm not cleaning that. That's messed up. You left it like that after I've been at work all day. I clean up after myself. That's what the rag is for on the side of the tub. If you don't clean the tub every day, then it will get dirty. You can't clean the tub 2 times a week and think it will stay clean. If you felt some type of way, you should have said something or asked me if I clean the tub after I use it. There's a way to say and do things. So tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Even though we had friction or tension in the house, it was never like we didn't speak. We spoke. We never not spoke to one another until this incident. It was cordial. It wasn't like, oh, I dislike her, I want her to leave. Like, because I would never be timid in my own house. So, I it wasn't that wasn't necessary. If we friends, if we cool, why you talking to me like that? Like, I really felt some type of way. So tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I told this situation to a couple people and I don't even remember the response. So let me know. First off, this is me. First off, before you got there, I've never seen the tub so filthy, so cleaning the tub twice a week was never something I had to do. The minute I see water unable to roll uneasy, I was so particular, roll uneasy off the side of the tub means that there's dirt there. The tub never been that dirty to where I can actually see brown dirt or makeup at the top of the tub. I left the cleanser in there, which you haven't used. So if you say the washcloth on the side of the tub is there for cleaning, there's no reason the tub has been dirty for the last 4 days like it is. Don't clean if you want to. Okay, just letting you know, I'm not cleaning it. It's 2 people using the shower. Like I said, there's a way to do and say things. We're grown. That's petty to leave all that in the tub, especially if I know you took a shower before work. I don't have time to be disagreeing. You already know my situation. You know my attitude. This is why I stay to myself. If you feel like something is filthy and you think it's because of me, then just let me know. Hey, can you use something else to clean with, because whatever you're using isn't strong enough or whatever. But I'm not a child and I won't let you treat me wrong just because you're doing me a favor. That's what she said. Y'all need to be paying attention. If you're paying attention, subscribe. You have to now. Did you do it? Okay. This is me. Nobody is treating you wrong, hun, and just as you have an attitude, I do as well. But I would never let that affect me in any way because somebody feels I was being petty. I asked you if you could clean the tub before I put cleanser in there. How else would you clean the tub? With water? Yes, we are grown, so regardless of the situation of me doing you a favor or not, come correct. Don't expect me not to say nothing in response of you coming crazy. You had an issue with it being in there, so clean it out. And lastly, who would want to clean a tub after they've already showered? Hence on why I poured that in there before you got back from work. I had to shower in the mess, but I was tired of cleaning it and not seeing it done on your part. But okay, don't clean it. Whatever. That's her. Whatever. This is also her. If I can think about my actions and how someone would interpret something before I do it. I don't know what was her purpose of saying that. You can too. That's my whole point. Okay, let me try to read this again. I think that I can think about my actions and how someone would interpret something before I do it. You can too. That's my whole point. I clearly asked if there was something in there and you said no. Read what you sent me. If I have an attitude, it's because you're basically saying the tub was clean and that now that I'm here it's filthy, which should not be the case. Like I said, there's a way of saying and doing things. A text or a call saying I left some Ajax in the tub. Can you clean it? All that other stuff is extra. I'll take it a different way even if you didn't mean it that way. And I don't wash my makeup off in the shower. So that's her own business. That ain't my business. That I don't have. What's she talking about? Oh, I'm taking it a different way. You should look into how other people take it. I'm sorry. I can, like, if I don't mean no harm by it, I don't mean no harm by it. Like, how do you expect me to just out of the blue just, oh, let me not put this Ajax in there because she may not like that. I didn't know it was that serious. So I'm sorry I don't think how you would like me to, but I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, what the heck? So anyway, and then she's saying, she was basically saying, I have an attitude because you're saying the tub was clean then, but it's not clean now that I'm here. No, girl. You had an attitude when you sent that first text message that you're not cleaning it because you felt like I did it in ill intentions. Who just pours air? That's why I can't see it no different way. Who just pours Ajax in the tub when they don't have a problem with nobody? They just don't, they're not cool as they were. You don't have an issue with this person. Who would think that that's like a sign of pettiness? That's weird to me. I'm sorry. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know. So, no, you had that attitude already. And what you saying, like, I get what she was saying, but at the same time, I couldn't really process it being that we were friends. Whatever you want to call it. I don't know. She asked me if there was anything in there. I don't even think I covered that. She asked me if there was anything in there, but it had nothing to do with the Ajax being in there. I'm thinking when she said, yeah, is there something in there? I'm thinking she meant that she left because she said, I'm forgetful, or I'm forgetful. So I figured that's what she meant, right? Or am I wrong? Let me know. So then I was like, yeah, you said yeah, so read what you sent. Even after I said no, you didn't say anything back. Wait, and even after I said no, even after I said no, you didn't basically leave anything in there. You didn't say anything back. Why call you when I'm at work? I poured it in there again. After you saying yeah, so regardless of how you took it, I asked for a reason, and I didn't for 1 second try to be petty or funny when asking you to do so. I asked you due to the fact that I have been cleaning out the tub lately, and it's getting to a point where I'm sure both of our eyes work just fine. So if I see it, I'm sure you've seen it too. And if that was the case, I just wanted to know why I'm cleaning it out, but you're not. Which is why I asked you to clean it out this time. But again, you're not going to clean it, right? Cool, don't clean it. Stop texting me about it. Problem solved on your part. And she's like I said, there's a way to say and do things. That's it. You could have told me differently. Like, actually said it's Ajax in the tub when you get off, not ask me to clean it and then explain to me you've already started before you left out. I didn't start. I never started. That's just something that I do. Like, I pour the Ajax in there. I'm sorry. Like, not sorry. That's what I do. It wasn't me starting it. It's, I don't know, a habit. I don't know. I said from now on, the tub needs to be cleaned out on Wednesdays and Sundays. Because at this point, I'm just like, all right, we need to come to a conclusion because It's the next day, and she avoided me like for the next week and maybe 2 weeks. She avoided me, if she even stayed 2 weeks. I think it was a week. Like, no cap. I want to go and look back on the actual days, but okay, I hit her on June 4th. This is now June 6th, so I haven't seen her for 2 days. So then I text her. I'm like, from now on, the tub needs to be cleaned out on Wednesdays and Sunday with Ajax. I cleaned it today, so Sunday you'll clean it. This should avoid anything from building up in the tub. Thanks. Okay, so now this is Wednesday, which means that I hit her on Monday asking her to clean the tub. Maybe not. I'm confusing myself. It don't matter. So then on June 11th, because the 6th is, I hit her up on the 6th. She did not respond. I did not see her. I hit her up on the 11th, and I said, you cleaned the tub yesterday? And then she did not respond. So she's been out the house. She hasn't been home. She hasn't been coming home. She's been working or whatever, and she knows what time I get in. So she's been trying to avoid me. So on June 12th, I said, since I never can seem to catch you and you don't want to reply to my text, I'm going to text you this once, and when I see you, I'll repeat it, but I'm sure you'll see this. I have no problem with us not speaking ever again, for that matter. It doesn't bother me, but regardless, you're staying in my house, so respected boundaries are still a must. I know you received both of my text messages before this one, so I'm pretty sure you knew to clean the tub out when you were asked, but that's fine. I'll clean my house because it's mine, but from now on, for however long you plan on staying here, you're no longer living for free. Every Friday, $65 is due from you for however much longer you plan on staying here, whether Cash App or cash. Starting this Friday, I won't expect anything after Friday. Enjoy. I said, I won't accept anything after Friday. Enjoy the rest of your day, with a kissy face. And when I said I wouldn't accept anything after Friday, I meant if she didn't answer to that, if she didn't pay me the $65, if she stayed, which she didn't, if she stayed, if she didn't give me the $65, then she had to go. Like, it wasn't no if, ands, or but. I would put her stuff out type shit. She had to go. So she texted me back on the 13th. I sent her that on the 12th at 2 p.m. and she texted me back on the 13th at 10 a.m. She said, at this point, I'm just going to move. The whole point I was trying to make was if you wanted something done, there's a better approach. So I'll be out either Friday or Saturday morning. I said, sounds good, boo. And after that, I mean, this was probably in the middle of the week. I don't really know. But after that, we would see each other, and I was being petty. I was being petty because I was just like, it's funny that you really had this animosity towards me, because if she didn't, and this is how I feel, if she didn't, it would have never got this far. Absolutely not. Like, I was trying to play this out with somebody different, how they would respond. Like, absolutely not. So oh no, it died. That basically was it anyway. So what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, after that, we just, it was pretty weird. Like, the intentions were really weird. And then, well, not the intention, but it was animosity at this point. So we didn't speak. I gotta hurry up, the camera's gonna die. But anyway, so yeah, it seemed like it was just, the tension was real at this point. So she's saying she was leaving, and this was when I was really getting pissed off, because at this point, my sister is taking her. They worked at the same place, my sister and her. And my sister was taking my car to go to work because our job schedules, like, match like that. She could use my car when I'm home. I got my car when I leave or whatever. But she took her to work one day, and I texted her and I was like, make that the last time you get in my car. Like, it's been 3 days now, you're not speaking to me. Make that the last time you get in my car. Oh, your sister offered me a ride, I'm not gonna turn it down. See, this is why you being petty. Like, that's what she texted me. And I'm like, I'm not being petty, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna use me. Like, if it's my stuff, it's my stuff. And I'm telling you, I don't want you in my car. We got an issue. We got beef. I don't want you in my car. If I'm wrong, I don't care. Like, I don't want to hear your opinion on that because that's me. That's how I feel. So, then the time comes. Oh, through the midst of this, okay, so this, I feel like it was like a 2 week span that it happened, because in the midst of this, I came home one day from work and my laptop was broken. When you opened the screen, it was like wet, like foggy, and I figured, okay, the air conditioning is on. Did that somehow play with the climate or something? I don't know. So I didn't think nothing of it. I went into the bathroom that night because I would come home at 3 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m. And what happened? Oh, when I came in there, I was loud this specific day. Like, even after we feuded, I was not loud. I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't being petty. No, I wasn't. But this specific day, once I found my laptop like that, I'm like, this better been an accident. This better been the climate. I'm not playing. I'm pissed off. Like, I was on the phone going in, and I wanted her to hear me. Like, but I think she slept with earplugs in, and she slept with a mask. She's so fancy. But anyway, so yeah, I was screaming. Then I started using a hair blow dryer. Now y'all know how my house is set up. It's only 3 rooms, like 1, 2, 3. Like, she heard. I felt like she heard me, or I wanted her to hear me. I didn't care whether she had them in or not. I was hoping she didn't have them in. Fast forward, she left. We didn't say bye. My mom was there when she was leaving. She was like, who picking you up? She was struggling, you know, trying to get up the hill because we lived in a rocky, we had a rocky driveway. She was trying to, I didn't help her. Anyway, so then later on in life, I wanted to sell my camera. And I opened it and it was broke. Okay, I wish I still had the freaking, I wish the iPad was on. I'm probably going to add some clips, like little pictures on the side somewhere to show y'all the damage that was done to my camera. And I know, not to mention, she stole my SD card too. It was intentional. So I felt some type of way about that. I quick text her boyfriend at the time, because that's who she went back to, the guy that this literally lasted no more than a month. It couldn't have been longer than a month. No, it couldn't have been longer than a month. She came in May, left in June, the end of June or the middle of June. But anyway, I texted her boyfriend and I was like, I know what she did. Basically, I was pissed off and I was like, if I knew her location, it would be something serious. I was like, I want her to know that I know she did it. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. In my head, I wanted this girl head. Like, I was putting it on my Instagram, my Snapchat, putting her picture up there. Like, you know where she at? Tell me. Like, that's how I felt. I was in Georgia and she was probably in Jersey by this time. Who knew where this girl ended up? So, the shade. Terrible. So, anywho, I was like, yeah, I texted him that, and he was like, well, I know where she at. Basically giving me the, I'll tell you where she at, because at this point, I'm tired of this girl. Like, you want to know where she at? I know where she at, but I ain't even take it to that level. Why? Because at that point of when he responded, I just calmed down. I was real calm by then. Like, I was like, at this point, it is what it is. It wasn't meant to be. I was in the phase of thinking, like, everything happens for a reason. There's bigger things out here to worry about. Like, I was starting to get on that wave. So, well, that's around the time. I think this probably is the story that molded me into the person that I am today. Like, you cannot take life serious at all. Like, the moral of this story, because I don't want my camera to die, my phone to die, It's basically like, if there is a situation out here that you're struggling with, just know that you're going to overcome it. You have the power to change the situation. And at that time, I was feeling some type of way, but I was slowly getting over it. And when my dad, like later on, asked me about it, he was like, "What was you gonna do if you seen her?" I was just like, "You know what, Dad? Nothing. I was just gonna talk to her. If she would have allowed it, I was gonna talk to her and tell her how I felt about it. Like, it really bothered me that you did that. I didn't think we was on that type of time, but it wouldn't be on no I want to be your friend again, or we could, be friends again. I would literally just want her to know that she got to me. Like, she was a sneaky person. So with that being said, yeah, that's the story about my roommate from hell. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. I feel like I want to talk more, but I don't think my camera is going to allow me to, because my phone's going to turn off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.